Hi everyone, it's Bobbi-Jo and welcome to my home. I am coming to you with no, it's not Tea Tuesday. Hashtag Thursday BookTube. Hashtag Thursday BookTube is done. It's hosted by Daphne, I think, at my mountain home and kitchen, and also Life with Patty. And what I'm going to do is put those links below. And what it's about is that it's an open collab where you can talk about anything books, organizing books, reading magazines, reading just anything that you have that's related to books. That's it. Easy. Some people do recipe books, stuff like that. So I am usually one that just runs through books that I've read. And currently what I'm doing is just giving bullet points about the book and hope that it gives you an idea as to whether or not you want to go and investigate if it's the book for you. So I am going to be continuing on with that. So I finished reading 3 books this week. The first one is Legends and Lattes. Now, this is a 4 out of 5 for me. It is a fantasy, but it's a very light fantasy. What I mean for that is very, like, it's really a good vibes story. It is. So it's a bounty hunter orc that is turning into a cafe owner. Yes, you've heard that correctly. And this thing is a little bit cliche, but it's not, you're not reading it for that. You're reading it because it's just a light, fun read. So she develops some friends while setting up this cafe, and she has other friends that from her former life, and she has some setbacks and some things she has to deal with. And I just think it's a cute story. And the girls on my book club read it too, and that's what they pretty much described it as, is just, that little fun little story in there. I wasn't sure at first because it's usually not my thing, but I read it and I thought it was cute. I probably will read the next one just to have something, like if I need a palate cleanser, especially if I have something that's a little bit tough. I usually need one of those books to chill out to. The next one is An Amber in the Ashes. An Amber in the Ashes. And I will put the links to these below, by the way. And I put a 4.5 out of 5 on this, and I rounded it up to a 5 on Goodreads. Now, it is a fantasy, but it's more of a more serious fantasy. So they're living under an empire. You've got the slave, you've got the soldier, the slave girl, Leia. Her brother is arrested and she's trying to get him out and save him, basically, and their lives become intertwined. And this is a series. The Legends and Lattes is a series too, but it can be read, it's a read alone. And this one can be read alone as well. It's just, I want to read the rest of the series because I really enjoyed this one. The writing was good, and I liked the characters. I was able to connect with them, and I was able to be invested in them. And it is was able to picture it very well. And yeah, I thought it was a good book. Then I read an ARC, which is an advanced reader copy of 640 to Montreal. And this book is coming out, I forget, September, maybe? Anyways, it got a 2.5 out of 5 from me. and that's hard for me because it's a Canadian author, and I usually like to support the Canadian authors. Number one, because they're Canadian and I'm Canadian, and I like to support my fellow countrymen. I also don't find that the authors in Canada, unless they're really really up there, get enough recognition. Um, Anywhere else, I find that yeah, unless you're like Margaret Atwood or somebody like that, um, they don't get a lot. But anyways, I tried this one. It's a mystery thriller. Um, the train stops for due to this terrible snowstorm, and they're in the middle of the woods. There's no cell phone, no Wi-Fi. Need I say any more? Main character, his name is Agatha. So if that doesn't give you a hint of what's going to happen, I don't know what will. Anyways, there's a death, and then there's a calamity of events after that, and yeah, it just, the writing was not good. I didn't find there were points of like originality, but like when you like at one point I think there was like three ands in 5 words. It was, I was really disappointed with how it was written and how predictable it was. Um yeah, there were certain small things that you didn't predict, but the overall story you did, and yeah, I wasn't very happy with it. So unfortunately, my first ever arc um uh rating was only a 2.5. So and it is my first ever rating on NetGalley. So if you're not familiar with NetGalley, they have advanced copies of books that you can request, and if you are chosen, then you can have a copy of the book where and then you can read it, and you have to do a rating on it. So yeah, and it tells you when the book is due. So what am I reading right now? I'm reading The God of the Woods. Um, yeah, I've decided that I'm just going to, okay, it's The God of the Woods. I'm not going to get into describing what's going to happen. But anyways, I'm reading that because I will be describing these next week. The House of Lost Whispers is another arc. It is coming out in April, so I want to get that done. And Unlikely Animals. So I will be going through those next week. Hopefully I'll be done them. I'll be done The God of the Woods for sure. I'm not sure positive about the other two, but I'll try my best. And yeah, that's all I've got for you today. Thank you very much for stopping by, and have a good one.